Hello, viewers. Welcome to another interesting episode on your favorite talk show on Science TV. I am your host, Gloria. So, how have you guys been? How are you doing? Hope you're good. Welcome to today's episode on your favorite talk show. Today, we'll be discussing about a different topic altogether. It's a topic that touches every woman. It's an emotional and life changing experience for a lot of women. Motherhood, the journey no one prepared us for. That is what we'll be discussing about today. And motherhood comes with a lot of things, different things from the sleepless night to the joyful milestones and everything. Every woman, every mother has a story to tell when it comes to motherhood. So today, joining me to discuss this topic today, I have Dr. Operaji Chimjoto. She's a pediatrician and a mom of one. So today she'll be discussing, sharing, teaching us, and also sharing her own life experience with us. Dr. Operaji, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So glad to have you here.
Pleasure is all.
It was really nice having you here the last time when we discussed postpartum depression. It was really nice. So I'm really, really glad you're here to share your knowledge with us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So today we'll be discussing motherhood. That is it. So don't go nowhere because we have a lot and a lot to unpack. And you viewers out there, you've got a lot to learn from this whole topic today. You learn a lot about motherhood. So just sit back, relax, because we've got a lot and lots for you today. So don't go nowhere as we'll unpack this whole topic together. Now we will be discussing motherhood. That is the topic. Before we actually go further, let me ask Dr. Oparaji. So, before becoming the mother, what was that one expectation or something you thought that is exactly how motherhood would be before you eventually became a mother? What exactly do you think? You imagine that this is how it's going to be, or one of your expectations about motherhood before you eventually become a mother?
Okay, before I became a mom, did I even have any expectation? No. Or yes, I wanted to have my children back to back.
Okay.
Before I became a mother, I wanted to have like 6, 7 children.
Wow.
Well, when I became pregnant and pregnant showed me, I don't know if it's Shege Pro Max or Shege, I don't know which one pregnancy showed me. I think right now, having just one, I might just add 1 or 2 extra. But one thing about motherhood, it comes with a whole lot of a whole lot. You understand? You're kind of losing yourself. You don't own yourself. My daughter is 5, but I don't own myself. From work, I'm running home because I stay alone, so she stays with my parents. I'm at work, I'm running home to see her in my parents' house. That, like, especially being a career mom, it's tough. It's tough. Being a doctor mom is tough. Most of the times, my colleagues and I will sit down in a room like, this is what we really plan for ourselves, because our children, they're not getting the best of us. So like being pediatricians, you see, they call you, your child is sick. You're taking care of the sick child. So combining everything. So having expectations, I don't know. Did I really have any? I had maybe plans I had for my life. They're not really going the way I planned it, but somehow we're living.
All
We're
right,
living.
that's
Yes,
beautiful.
yes. Yeah.
Now, what was your biggest shock and reality check after giving birth or taking the role of a mother?
Biggest shock I had was I didn't want to walk. I didn't want to walk when I was pregnant. Okay, I got pregnant as a copper. I said I would not walk till like my baby is like a year. But a month after youth service, I got a job on a platter of goods, and I wanted to reject the job. But when I realized people had stayed years waiting for that job, I didn't want to work. So the whole combining work and the later part of pregnancy and then delivery was one thing I prepared for, because I wanted to just have lazy about, stay in my parents' house, they take care of me, I hang my legs up. But when I was like 7 months, 7 to 8 months, I got the job. So imagine you be lying down, raising your leg for like first 7 months, and then ending part of the 7 to 8 months, you got a job. You had to go out every day. It was terrible for me. Then I put to bed. I was not given maternity leave. I resumed 1 month after. I had to leave that's when I talked about my story and a bit of depression. So motherhood, like you lose yourself, you lose your physical look. Like I have a very big belly. People tell me I should go and work on my belly. I say I'm not working on any belly because I house a 3 kg human being inside it. But every morning I'm dressed up, I look at my belly, it reminds me of who I am, the fact that I'm a mother. I don't know. I'm not keen on going to work on my belly, and I've told people around me don't disturb me. I come on my belly, I look at it very big. I'm happy about it. It reminds me that I brought the life into this world, and I'm happy every day seeing her.
So when sorry, when you gave birth to your daughter, what was it like? What was the experience like having her, having knowing the fact that she came out of it, this life came out of you? How was the experience?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I can't describe it. I can't describe it seriously. Seeing her, one when she was even in the womb, sometimes I just look at myself like, am I housing a human being? And I had a very, 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 very active baby. She was always stumbling about. When she came out, I kept looking at her. She was just the best thing that's ever happened to me till now. Just, I keep telling her that like, she's the best thing that's ever happened. She's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I would carry her. I was looking at her every day. I couldn't even carry her. Me that had been carrying baby, I couldn't carry my daughter. I just kept looking like, did I really give her? Then watching her cry because she's a foodie, watching her cry, then she doesn't like anything hot. So I can remember when I had her, the first night she didn't sleep. So the hospital put up their gen by 10. The next day I had to give the hospital money to fuel their generator. And when they ran the gen all night, she slept throughout the night. So for the first 2 years of her life, I had to buy. Like when we went home, and whenever there's no light, I had to. So I had to buy my sleep because if there's no light, she doesn't sleep. So if there's light, what there was there? Buy your sleep. And how do I buy my sleep? I buy fuel for the
To make sure
generator.
she sleeps.
She sleeps through the night and I sleep. You
Wow.
understand? So motherhood is a whole lot.
Okay, I think listening to you actually reminded me of when I gave birth to my daughter. When I gave birth to her. So after we've not even talked about the whole roller coaster of pregnancy, the sleepless nights and everything. Well, when I gave birth to her, because I got married at a very early age. Yeah. When I gave birth to my baby girl, when she came out, like when I saw her, it was, would I say magical? The feeling, like you said, the feeling was undescribable. I was like, this came out of me. It was surprising. I even weighed 4.2. I weighed 4.2. It was surprising. I was looking at her and I was looking at myself. I was looking at her. I felt like she was so, like, if I hold her, she could break at any point. Do you know? No, but truly, the journey of motherhood is a very, very joyful and emotional journey. Because a lot of women go through it. Although I would say when I had mine, I didn't really experience those what is it called, after childbirth, the stress and everything. My mom was there. My mom was there. So I think she came 3 days after I gave birth. She came to the hospital. She met me at the hospital. So went back home. She was there. Even sometimes when the baby is crying, she said, "Go and sleep, go and sleep, go and sleep." So that's why I found that I will not be able to sleep because I just want to see what she would do and how she put this baby to sleep. So it is a very, very interesting journey. Now let's talk about before childbirth. Is how the internet or how let's talk about childbirth reality versus how people paint motherhood to be like. A lot of people tell stories about mother, and it seems like it's all rosy. It's a very beautiful, it's all beauty. But behind those beautiful stories, let's talk about the sleepless night, the struggles a lot of women go through before they give birth to their child. From the first day you find out you're pregnant, a lot of women go through a lot. Now, as a pediatrician, which you see women bring their children, I guess you've had one-on-one talk with a lot of parents. How do a lot of women survive this phase? That's first trimester, the second, before the final one, and everything. How do they manage this phase before delivery?
Okay, thank you for the question. To answer that question, there's something I've been seeing online these days that really, I would say, annoys me when a man will ask you what do you bring to the table.
Exactly.
Pregnancy is a thin line between life and death. Like, it's a thin line. Like, you take in, your body is going through a whole lot of like processes. Your body is seeing that baby as a foreign body. Your body wants to move that baby. Like, at the same time, your body, like, so many things are going on. Yeah, your body, pregnancy is a state that makes you have your blood clot a lot. Now you're at risk of blood clots. At the same time, your body is producing a lot of hormones that reduce blood flow. You don't like, and then you're at risk of also bleeding a lot. Now, see, just inside one body, your body is trying to prevent clots. Some other hormones are also making you bleed a whole lot. Do you understand? Then, okay, you take in the first trimester is usually very, you're like, I can use myself as an example. I spent 3 weeks in Sokoto at Usman Danfodio University Hospital. I was there for 3 weeks. At the point, NYC sent me home because I was not getting better. I had hyperemesis. I was throwing up everything. I had to be on IV fluid for 3 weeks in Sokoto. This is how like I had to now leave my youth service and come. I came back March. Immediately I came back this week. The next week was lockdown because I gave birth in 2020. My baby is a COVID. They call them COVID
Wow.
babies. Yeah. So then came back. I left my job. Does that the company I worked with there, Boa Cement, they are very nice. They still kept my salary for me. Some people would have cut off your salary, but I left there in March. I finished the service in June, but my salary was kept for me, so I went back and picked it up. Now imagine you're working in a facility where you leave job, you stop, no money,
No money, everything.
no nothing. You understand? So you've lost yourself, you've lost your job, and then if you have a partner who is not so supportive,
Yes.
what does that leave you with? Then you enter the second trimester, the baby is moving, baby is kicking. When you want to sleep in the night, maybe that's when the baby, I don't know if they're in a different continent altogether. That time you want to sleep, that's when
That's
they want
when
to
they are
start
more
playing.
active.
Yeah, they're very more active. Enter the third trimester, baby is descending, you're peeing every hour, you're peeing every hour. Because you lose yourself. Then at the point of delivery, some women have lost their lives. Some women have lost. I saw one woman one day, she was working with clutches. What happened? She had what we call pubic diastasis. Her waist hip bone kind of separated,
Wow.
and that's how she would be like for life because she has a child. And then tomorrow, the man will ask her, "What do you bring to the table?"
That is one question that annoys me to not just because if you watch a woman go through the phase of childbirth, the journey of pregnancy, and still have the mind to ask her, what do you bring to the table? Is very, very insensitive to me. Because let's say, though, yeah, it's a man's job to provide for the family, yeah, but you can't do what a woman can do when it comes to bringing forth life. And that bringing forth life is the journey of life and death for women. A lot of women go through it and they don't come out of it alive. Some go through it with one mishap or the other, and they just remain like that forever. When I was pregnant with my baby, I was throwing up from the very first month to the 8th month of pregnancy. There's nothing that goes in that stays. Even the day I was in labor, I was throwing up. And the doctor was like, I don't understand. Are you going to preach this baby with this throwing up that you're throwing up? And everything? I said, there's nothing wants to stay in my stomach. Do you understand? And everything I eat, I would just, at a point, you just have to just place me on drip. Maybe the drip will give me strength to push at the end of the day. So women go through a lot, and it's something that I've experienced, and it's something that a lot of women have. Most women have it worse. Most women have it worse. And the thing is, sometimes I don't think they are actually, will I say, giving women the credit they deserve. They are not giving women the credit they deserve. Because if you watch the journey of a woman from the very first day, that first day you notice you're pregnant, it's just a lot of things changes. We talk about before we actually go further, let's talk about the journey, the emotional journey and everything. Now you see someone who is normally quiet. Once she becomes pregnant, everything about her changes. It's either you have this what will I call it? Let's use the broken word, this pepper body. Every time you're not yourself, like there's nothing that pleases you. Now, how do will I say for you now? Okay, you have gone through this experience, and a lot of women they are going, and some are still even in it, but they don't know how. Is this what like they ask? Is this what pregnancy is all about? How do they cope?
I think thank you for the question. To cope with that is not one thing I want people around to that is not their fault. It's the pregnancy hormones. They are very erratic during pregnancy. They are firing on their own. The woman can't do anything about it. You know, she'll stay today, she's craving this, she's craving that. Most men think those cravings are the woman is doing
Yes,
it purposely.
intentional.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. I can remember when I was pregnant, I was craving firewood, you know, this smoke that comes from firewood. So anyway, I cooking, I carry a seat, sit down there, and just I want to
Yes.
sit that, and I feel good after the whole day. You understand? So that's the good feeling that comes after that. So what I want people is they can't do anything about it. They cannot do anything about it. Just to help them, support them through it. You understand? Because it brings a lot of trouble in marriages. You know, the man will feel this woman is overdoing, this man is asking for this. They can't help it. That is what they want. I have a friend, she's in UK now. Her dad would sit down, go for antenatal, sit down there. The woman is selling her rice. She's watching the woman is selling. When the woman is done and packing up, she wants to eat the bottom pot, the bottom of the cooler. And her dad will pay for it and pay any amount for the woman to give her that bottom. But she can't help it. That's the only thing that gives her that good feeling she wants there. And it's the pregnancy hormones, which will end as soon as the woman puts to bed. Because the hormones will now go down and then she's fine. So just
Oh.
they need lots of support during that period.
All right, thank you for that one. Let's quickly go on a short break. I'll be right back. When we come back, we'll continue from where we start. Thank you. All right, viewers, welcome back from that very short break. We are still discussing motherhood, the journey no one prepared us for. Because truly, it's a journey no one will prepare you for. That is the truth. No school can prepare you for the journey of motherhood. It is something that just comes unexpectedly. You don't plan it, you don't prepare for it, it just happens. And Dr. Praji has been giving us a lot of tips and telling us about her own personal journey in pregnancy. So today, now let's talk about the moment you feel that guilt and self-doubt as a mother. Have you ever for one day feel the guilt or it's like you're not doing enough? You're not meeting up, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Have you felt that way?
Yes, I have. Motherhood comes with a whole lot of self guilt. Am I doing well for this child? Did I beat this child too? Like I happened 2 days ago. I don't know. My daughter did something and I had to spank. At the point, I don't sleep on her down. Like, did I do too much? Should I have spoken to her? Should I have just this comes
Yeah.
I felt very bad going. So the next when I woke up, I had to apologize to her. She was looking at me like she didn't remember what happened. Like she was looking at me. I thought, okay, whatever it is, I've checked it and I felt better. So motherhood comes with the whole you feel you're not enough for the child, especially being career moms. Especially is I cry almost every day. Especially the fact that I'm doing the whole thing alone. You understand? It's a whole lot. It comes with a whole lot of am I enough for this child? It now makes me if I say I spend a lot on my daughter. Like if I get my salary like this, like almost it goes on my daughter because I feel since I'm not really there for her physically because of my work,
Yeah.
let me provide whatever it is she needs. But it's not enough. When she sees me, like okay, before February last year, whenever I have to go to work, this girl cries out her eyeballs. One reverend called, he came to visit my parents, called me one day, why don't you explain to this girl where you're going to, what you're doing? She might understand. So I called, that was February last year. I came and told her, her name is Akwabia. I told her, Akwabia, mom is a doctor. I have to take care of sick babies. Can I go? If I don't take care of sick babies, I cannot pay your school fees. I cannot buy your capri. So I have to now tell her everything I'm doing for her. Since that February, that crying stopped. She's the one that, okay, whenever she's missing me, she tell my sister to call me on video because maybe she sees me at work. Then, mommy, I take care of CV after her. Yes, I think fine. Tell her, okay, buy my capri. I say, yes, I'll buy your capri son for you. It takes a toll on our mental health, knowing that because of work, I know one of my colleagues' children told her one day, mommy, stop being a doctor. We want you to be a doctor again. Don't buy anything for us. Just come and stay at home because, like, if I leave, one side, we leave home on a Saturday morning, we come back till Sunday afternoon like on Saturday, if I go to work, I won't come back till like Sunday afternoon. And my daughter has something to do in church, which I'm supposed to be there for. But despite all, I try to be there for her. I try to be there for her school things when she's presenting. Even if I come with her child, and I notice something. Once she's presenting, she'll be there. She'll just be normal. The moment she sees me in the crowd, in the parents' area, there's a change. There's a switch. She'll not start dancing to show me that she's performing.
Exactly.
So yes, mother comes with, but just I want to tell every mother here is you are enough. Whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it. They are seeing. You might think that they're not seeing. They might complain that, but they are seeing. They know when they grow up, they'll tell you everything you did for them. So yeah, despite the self guilt, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being you. Keep being the wonderful mother you are. Yeah.
Oh, is indeed like it just keeps reminding me of my own. I have three kids.
Okay.
I have three, and listen, I'm a single mom now. So my daughter, my first daughter, like I went to visit them few on Saturday, and she was like, "Mom, I don't understand. What kind of job are you doing? Like we hardly see you. We don't have time for us. We don't have time to play like we used to play before." And I told her, "You see, this time around, I'm the only one carrying everything. I'm the only one. Like the three of them." I told my daughter, I said, "Then I had the chance to be with you guys 247. But now, if I don't work, you won't eat.
My daughter doesn't be Capri Sun.
If I don't work,
Capri Sun, she tell you
you won't eat. I have to pay for your fees and I have to do this. So if I don't come back home the way you expect me to be coming back home, just bear with me. Because at the end of the day, it's still the same work that will put food on your table." She'll be like, "Mommy, I understand." My son will be the one that even tell her, like, "Why are you disturbed? If mommy don't go to work, we will not eat oh. If mom don't go to work, we won't pay for our school fees. Oh. We will just come and be like, mommy, just try. Even if it's 2 times in a week, just try and be coming back." And I'll be like, okay, I've heard you. I'll be like, Mom, I just miss, and I sometimes I kind of understand them.
Yes.
I do understand them. Even when I'm alone, sometimes I feel that I wish things could actually go back to the way they were before. Sometimes where I have to spend quality time with them. But now I can't give them that time because now it's just on me alone. I'm the only one carrying everything. I can't give them that quality time they want. And whenever she see me sometimes, when I have that alone time with her, whenever I go back to my parents' house to see her, she'll start crying. She'll start crying. She'll be like, Mommy, there's a lot of things I really want to talk to you about. She's 13. She'll be like, Mommy, there's a lot of things I want to talk to you about. How school is going. I can't tell grandma. Grandma will not really understand me. You're the one I could tell. And that little time, I'm just okay. We'll just get to talk and everything. She'll be like, but it would be different if I was really there, day to day, like for her getting to see. So I understand the part of that self guilt where you feel that you're not doing enough, where you feel that you could do more. If maybe let's say if you're opportune, you could do more than you're giving at that moment. And a lot of parents out there are actually going through that same thing, especially for single moms. Those that don't have someone to support them, where you don't have someone to actually be okay, mom is not here. If the dad fills in the space for you and everything. But being just doing everything by yourself, especially, it is not easy. It's not easy. Those in the shoes know exactly how it feels. You know how it feels. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about okay. What advice would you give to single moms out there who are actually battling with this having a child? Some of them have a child very early and no one to rely on, just them and the baby. Now this whole taking care of the baby, the emotional roller coaster and everything. It just and some of them take it out on their children. The frustration. A lot of them take it out on their children. So what advice would you give to those moms struggling to balance their own life with that of their children, having to balance two of them, being who they are and also being a mother?
I'll tell you the truth, it's not easy. But being in Nigeria, being in our African culture where we do very well with extended family really helps. I really pity people outside the country where you have little or no help outside there. One thing that's really helping me get through is the fact that I have family. I get to work and I'm relaxed because I know that she's on mid temperate, she's in good hands. My dad does she's my dad's first grandchild. He doesn't joke with her, you know. She even buys more than if he looks at her carton of Capri Sun and many have he has gone to buy a full carton because he doesn't want it to finish. He doesn't. So me, I don't like it getting to that half because I don't mind the parents. I feel they spent money on me. Let them not spend money on their grandchild, but he doesn't. He can't help it. So the role of family support. It's not their fault that they are single moms. It's not their fault. Some of them were widowed. Some of them, it happened. It didn't work out, and they had to like carry the whole thing alone. It's not easy. One thing I wanted them to do is like shove it off, like shove the past, like stand up, get yourself back on your feet and tell yourself, I can do it. You can do it. No matter how small a business is, just do it. No matter how there's no like shame in anything. If you have to walk, you walk. If you have to, do something, let there be like you're putting food on your children's table. You understand? Because I'm sorry, there are some men listening and everything. When a woman, you get to lose custody of the children when you really have nothing doing. One thing that helps you to even be able to get hold on your children. One fact I know most men do use to get, like I've been in the hospital, I've seen patients whose parents are maybe separated, and the father tries to come to form, most of them they live with their fathers. A child formative years just somehow needs more of the mother because the mother that kind of is always there. Now, the father is the one with the child because what the mother is doing nothing. But when you have something doing, I'm talking from experience. When you have something doing, it gives you this courage to like fight for your children, fight for your child. Yes. And when you get to maybe a court, the judge sees you have something doing. Seriously, the mother has the custody of the children till a particular age. So get back on your feet. You're gonna cry. If it comes to crying, cry. I know how many times I cry. Even till now, you understand. I cry, but I get myself like, okay, yes, I have to work for my child. I have to work to put food on her table. So as a single mom, it has no video concern. It has happened. It has happened. So yes, face the world and people will talk. Whether you do good or you do people, even as a woman, people will talk. So just find a way around it and then use a lot of family support. Like sometimes maybe I want to go somewhere. I call one of my uncles that has a shop. I went around his wife. Uncle, I want to drop my daughter. I drop her there. I do what I want to. Maybe I want to go and see patients in the private hospital. I drop my daughter there. I know she's in safe hands. I go see the patient, come back, pick her up, go. So I use a lot of extended family, like I use it. And I would advise people find a way. If you have good people around you, try and use them. Uncles, aunties, parents, and use.
That's very well. Our viewers out there, hope you guys are learning. I hope you're listening because I feel motherhood is a very touching topic that every mother relates to. Now, let's talk about the joy and the unspoken truth in motherhood. What's the one thing? Okay, what has been your greatest joy as a mother?
My greatest joy as a mother is having that girl, knowing that she looks up to me. You understand? She looks up to me for like when I come. My daughter has this thing. She looks at you eyeball to eyeball. She has this piercing look. I avoid her. I avoid looking at her because she has. I know she has lots of questions to ask me. But I said one day I'll sit her down and explain to her that man what has happened here. But I know she tries to ask me. But I know in her mind she has something to ask me. But she doesn't know how to put it out. But the fact that I have somebody I'm living for. I wake up every morning. I go to work. I'm planning for her. Like, okay, this end of the month, I've already made a list of what. If you look at the list, it's 90% her, 10%. I don't care. Once I sort her out, sort out my transport, I'm fine. You understand? So the greatest joy I have is, Father, I have a being. I don't know how my world would have been without her. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I have this guilt. I'll be like, if she was not there, would it have made things easier for me? I should be like, no, the fact that she's dead, the fact that I know I have her makes it different, makes it beautiful. You understand? The fact that people call me Mommy Akwabia, I feel very good about it.
Yeah.
Like I do, that's taking over my name. Like people don't call me Mommy Akwabia, even FM, even where I work as Mommy Akwabia, Mommy Akwabia. So I feel very good that I have her, and she has been a source of blessing to me. Yes, very happy.
That's very, very good. So if you could go back now and tell your younger self some one thing before motherhood, what would you say to yourself?
One thing before motherhood is have your grounds. Be able to take care of yourself before bringing any life into this world, not depending on anybody. You understand? Be able to take care of. I use myself as an example. When I was pregnant, at 4 months, I had signed my consent. I had deposited money for my epidural or for cesarean section. I did it without having to consult whoever I was with at that point. I did it. And later I said, okay, see, I've done this. So at the point of my labor, when I was in labor, my BP was shooting up. And the point they needed, okay, who signed consent, who deposited money? They don't know how to told the nurses. This woman has deposited her money for epidural, has deposited money. So if I wasn't financially stable then, I wouldn't have been able to do that. At that point, they would have waiting for somebody to come from someone and sign consent. And that's a mentality I really talk about it on my Facebook page a lot. Women have something doing it. I see it a lot happen in the hospital. A child needs admission. Men, I'm sorry for the men listening or men in the studio. Men, the woman carries. There are some very good. There are some extra men, but men don't really understand because I tell mothers, Madam, you're the one that carried this pregnancy through 9 months. You know the pain you went through. You know what it cost you at the point of labor. It was between life and death. Madam, go and find money. Go and sell what. I've seen a mother sell her wrapper in the hospital. She's like, you see all these rappers, you know what she sold them, a grandmother and a mother. They sold just for their child to be healthy. You understand? So before you bring a child into this world, take care of yourself. It annoys me when I see young women, they are mine because they're looking for who will take care of them. I hate hearing that. You understand? I feel a man will respect you more when he knows you have something
yes,
doing.
exactly.
When people now, the young ladies of now, they want to marry because they want to take care of them. That's a mentality I want people to get at because you don't know what will happen tomorrow. In these days, now what if you are left alone? What would you do? It has happened a whole lot. And the man will give you more respect, I think, when you are strong, when he knows that you are coming as a helpmate and not just as a parasite trying to
liability.
Yeah.
All right, that's beautiful. Now, this before we actually round up, our time is fast spent. There's would I say, okay, ladies that get pregnant out of wedlock. A lot of them get pregnant and they don't plan for it. Like in life, you don't plan for it. Most things that happen, life is that thing that happens to you, something you've not planned for. They get pregnant out of wedlock. Now, there is no one around them. Maybe their parents sent them out of the house and everything. The person responsible is not taking responsibility and they are just there, wondering how would they go through this phase. What is one word of encouragement to say to those people?
I would want to commend them, one, for not terminating the pregnancy. It takes a whole lot. It takes a whole lot of courage to keep that pregnancy. And I want to start by commending them for taking that decision to say, okay, I want to keep this baby alive. And as a word of encouragement, do whatever you can legally to take care of that child. You understand? It's I know the economy is not smiling. I think even people that are working, but there are skills you can learn. There are skills everywhere you can learn. Makeup, baking, decorations you can learn. The little money you get can help keep you and the child on your feet. And then I want to encourage every parent out there that your child got pregnant does not mean you did something bad or you did not train them very well. It's not I keep using myself as an example. One thing that kept me on my feet is that I had very supportive parents, and when the whole thing, so it kept me on my feet and it gave me like I walk with my shoulders high, like yes, it is what it is. You understand? So I want to encourage every parent out there. I know someone now who is having a lot of issues in her marriage. Who wants to sleeping high that her father has told her you cannot come back home. She's being like she's being dealt with mentally, psychologically, what she's in. Yes, imagine her dad maybe coming up and telling her, "Nee, come back home. Your room in my house is still very open for you." My father used that word for me, and or if child gets pregnant out of wedlock, and the woman that comes with her child to the hospital, that child has a hole in the heart. Her daughter had a child out of wedlock, and this woman went to the daughter through the pregnancy. And even as the child has a hole in the heart, they come every Monday for their checkup. The woman comes with her. I look at her every day. I keep telling her, whenever I see her, I hug her. She doesn't know why I hug her because whenever I see her come for a checkup, the mother, not the grandmother, not the mother, I see her as an extraordinary woman. That's the fact that your child had a child out of wedlock and the child has a hole in the heart. You're still coming buying the drugs. They are planning for the surgery. I think they'll do the surgery for the year end. And the woman is the one raising the money. She's the one trying to raise even she wants anyone to refer her, let her go and do the surgery. She has raised the money. Not even the mother, the grandmother. So I want to encourage it starts from the parent because most young children they're afraid of what will my parents see. I'm not saying they should just go around, go around, but if it happens, please parents drag your children back. Give them a backbone or something to fall on, to lean, a shoulder to lean on and cry, and then you should plan yourselves.
All right, thank you very much. That was really, really touching and insightful. So, our viewers out there, hope you guys have heard it all. You've heard everything we said today. To all mothers, the journey of motherhood no be play. It is not a journey, it's not a day journey, it's not something that you just wake up and tell yourself, I am prepared to start this journey. You can never be fully prepared. So, to all our mothers there, please, like Dr. Paraji said, to every parent out there, if your daughter at one point or another makes a mistake, because life is something you cannot predict what happens next, please be supportive. Be supportive. The journey of motherhood is not a journey where you leave it to one person alone to bear the whole burden and everything. And to all our viewers, thank you for staying with us today. I really, really enjoyed this segment with Dr. Praji. Trust me, and I believe you also enjoyed it too. Please do well to follow us on our social media handles, on our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of our social media handles. Leave your comments, leave your suggestion. If there's something you want to ask, drop your questions. We'll be sure to reply your questions. Until we come your way next time, stay positive and be open minded. God bless you. Bye for now.